Good morning, everyone. It's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was just like gaming. And I was working on AI art while I was doing that because I don't know why. But for some reason, after I made that whole Digimon art, that was a mix between Magnadramon and Malik, right? And I had the Crest of Light on the Digivice, and I was just like, I let that sit for a while. I didn't do anything with it. I just looked at it every once in a while. And eventually, I got this inspiration. The spirit wanted me to make a whole line, right from the egg all the way up to the mega form, which is what we started with. So it was almost like reverse engineering this Digimon line, right? And it was just like a fun little creative project. But in order to get that right, I had to have physical references. I had to take my time and be specific, detail-oriented. And I ended up getting a bunch of images of the Crest of Light that I was feeding to the AI that I was using. And tonight, I was kind of working on an improved version of the Crest of Light, and I didn't really understand why. But that's what I showed you. That's what I made the sticker out of in the last video. That's what that circular blue sphere Crest of Light image was. Just the upgraded version that I made from something simple. And it was right after I made that I just pulled cards. And I pulled a couple cloud cards, and then the last one that came out was the light card, and that's when I saw it. I saw the Crest of Light on her chest, and it was stylized. It wasn't exactly the same as all of the others, but it was the exact same image on her chest. The circle with the cross points, and then it had the X points. And then I pulled cards on that, and I got Justice, which is the one where we originally saw the Crest of Light. And I'm like, okay, we've got a theme here. We've got a message from Spirit. This is all about the Crest of Light, which we associated with Divine Feminine Energy. If you remember, the original Divine Feminine Synchronicity card was the one that we used in the Synchronicity Oracle was the original Justice card before we infused it with Phoenix Energy. It was the original Justice card that became our Divine Feminine representation. How appropriate that it would also be tied with the Crest of Light here. So, I'm looking at these cards and I'm like, okay, I've got the Light card from the Cloud deck, which is the Crest of Light. And then we've got the Crest of Light that I just made, and the Justice card, Divine Feminine Energy. And I'm like, what is the common link here? Because it wouldn't appear in multiple animes, in multiple representations, even just through AI generation, unless there was something really symbolic about this symbol. So I went back in through AI, and I was like, what's the link here? And what I read was that it originally belonged to the concept of the 8-pointed star, being a celestial symbol, belonged to the Star of Ishtar, or the Star of Inanna, and that is essentially the Mesopotamian goddess of heaven, divine feminine energy. Let me show you. And if you know anything about my practices, it's that I don't venerate any gods or goddesses in particular. I venerate my ancestors, my spirit guides, my guardians, the universe, the spirits that ride beside me, and all that is, universal consciousness, oneness. But it's interesting because this is the same day that I am receiving the new keys. Those are supposed to arrive today. And if you've seen my key project, you know that I took like a bunch of antique keys and I sanded them down and I tried to make them more interesting, more beautiful, to kind of fashion them myself into what they were meant to be, which is symbolic totems to give to my nieces and nephews, representational of unlocking any door for them, unlocking wisdom and knowledge and ascension. And you know, that's going to be their journey. Whatever their journey is going to be their journey. But giving them tools is a big part of what I'm here to do. And I found on Etsy, I just typed in antique keys because I was like, well, I can take these back down to nothing. I can strip them back down, but if I can't make them into what they were supposed to be, maybe there's something else here. And the one that I've got on my keyring, I bought by myself. I bought a single key off Etsy, I think it was, and it had a very unique look and I liked it a lot, so I went for it. And it was almost reminiscent of the original key, you know. But then I found that exact same key as a part of a 12 set or something like that. There was like 12 keys on a ring. And they were all part of a solid unit, a family unit. And I ended up buying that key ring with the 12 individual keys, and there's going to be one more that's exactly like the one I have. But then every other key is different with their own unique handles, and they're all just perfect. They're just golden keys, just like mine. And those are supposed to arrive today. And I'm supposed to assign one key to each child today. And it's just funny that this key is being representative of other things, you know, like the crossroads, other divine feminine symbolism, witches. And even though I've gone out of my way to stay neutral to a degree, because what I do is case in point proof that you do not have to belong to a specific category of belief in order to ascend, in order to elevate, in order to grow, in order to heal, in order to stand in your power and unlock your magic and live your moments as one big synchronicity. That any faith can do that. When you're rooted in the right concepts. But right now, we're being drawn to Hecate and Inanna and any other feminine energy that's rising right now. And I thought about the dichotomy here. Is that the right word? I don't even know what that means. Why did I say that? The duality. Because as we have associated the crest of light with the divine feminine, we also said that our divine masculine would have the crest of hope. And I'm being guided not to go down that rabbit hole, because that's not our business. The divine masculine in our partnership has that journey for himself, has whatever symbolism inherently involved here for himself. I've only got a couple seconds left here, but the symbolism is going to match up in its own unique way. And while it might be a synchronicity for us, for him to have the crest of hope, whatever gets him to this place, whatever symbolism is brought up in his journey might be completely different. So we're being guided to remember that two sides of the coin are both one and separate. I love you guys. Hope this means something.